What's up, marker heads? It's Karen from Art by Carrie D. Haley. Thank you to those of you on my Twitter account who have voted, and this is the piece that you guys chose to see today. So here we are. I did this as a commission, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll recognize it. I posted a bunch of work in progress images of this when I was working on it. The concept behind the illustration is Mew and Mewtwo in a gothic setting, so there's architecture in this picture. I don't normally do pictures with architecture in them, so I spent a long time researching, sketching, and trying to get the feel for gothic architecture and for drawing buildings. It's not one of the things I normally do, so I did use a lot of reference and a lot of practice before actually working on this final piece. I also spent a lot of time sketching Mew and Mewtwo. When I do an illustration when there's multiple characters, I like to play around with poses and the way that they're interacting. So I did a lot of sketches of Mew and Mewtwo. Some of them they were just being friendly, some of them they were battling, and some of them Mew was teasing Mewtwo, and those were the funniest ones and the ones that I had the most fun drawing, and they were the ones that the commissioner liked the best. So I really enjoyed doing this illustration. It has a really fun, playful feel to it, and I decided to go for a peach, pink, purple, and blue-violet type of color scheme to kind of play up the airy, playful feel of this piece. Now, I do have a question for you guys, because I like to do that in my videos. I like to give the viewers a question that they can respond to. My question is, have you ever done an illustration where you spent more time researching and sketching than you actually did doing the picture itself? I feel like this is one of the illustrations I learned a lot from, especially when it comes to illustrating architecture and architectural textures like shingles and bricks, and how to make shadows fall on these angular structures. And I also really learned a lot about making characters interact with each other, and I had a lot of fun doing it too. And so I was wondering if you guys have ever put out that extra effort to make your picture that much better by making sure you know what you're doing before you do the actual finished piece. And if you haven't, I want to challenge you guys to try it out, because I feel like it's an important way, it's a really useful way to push yourself, to learn new things, and learn to be a better artist, and maybe even get better at doing one particular thing. So I guess I have two questions. First would be, have you done extra research before doing a final piece? And my second question would be, would you be willing to try it? I think that you guys really would benefit a lot from trying something new like this. So leave a comment down below with your answers. I would love to hear, and I will probably reply to you. Now, because buildings and architecture aren't my favorite type of background, I decided to have a little fun with this one and make those gothic architectural details into Pokemon. So I was curious to see if any of you guys could recognize which ones I put in, because it was a lot of fun to decide which ones to add to the illustration. Another element of the background that I had absolutely a blast working on was the clouds. Because they're a more organic form, I really wanted to have a lot of fun making them fluffy and round and just really colorful, because that's everything that the building is not. Buildings are very flat and they tend to be more gray, and I wanted the lighting to put an extra tone of ambient light on the buildings, but I really wanted to play with those clouds to make them bold and pretty and soft, just to kind of contrast with that harsh, flat texture of a building. And also, I like to draw clouds. They're lots of fun. I think that the most challenging part of this illustration, besides the fact that it was a new subject, was trying to get the values right, trying to get the Mew and Mewtwo to stand out the most. I wanted them to be the focal point, but the building was such a light tone, so I really had to figure out how to balance that. And in the end, what happened was, after I colored the building with the lighting colors, which was the peaches and pinks, and shaded it with the dark blue, bluish purple colors, I had to go over the whole building with gray to tone it down so that the Pokemon themselves would stand out. And I needed to make sure that the clouds were darker than them too, otherwise they would be competing for your visual attention, which was not what I wanted. I wanted them to be the main focus of the piece, and then the buildings, and then the clouds, and then I wanted the eyes to be guided right back onto those Pokemon. So it was a really hard problem to figure out. It was kind of like a puzzle I needed to piece together in a way, and that's kind of how I like to look at all my illustrations. I like to figure out which piece of the puzzle I need to put on next, whether it's changing contrast, or maybe adding a different color, or just adding even just the smallest little gel pen highlight. It's something different every time, and that's one of the reasons why I love to illustrate. So I had a lot of fun in this illustration, especially because I love Pokemon, and I just was curious if you guys wanted to see more Pokemon art from me, or if you were interested in something different, whichever it could be, tutorials, different characters, my own characters. I have a lot of my own characters, but I hardly ever draw pictures of them anymore, but I would love to do stuff like that. So let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm really happy that I'm finally able to bring this video to you guys, because I really put a lot of love and effort into this piece, and I hope that you guys like it as much as I do. So thanks so much, you guys, for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking my channel and following me on my other social media sites like Instagram and Twitter. I really appreciate it, and you guys are really awesome. You're just the best community, and I'm so happy to be part of it, and so happy that you guys are so willing to participate in my art journey, and I just hope that I have a positive influence on yours. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next Friday.